Hey, True Believers, England Teen here with another episode of Comic Book Origins. This is where we take a look at the first appearance of any comic book superhero, villain, or team. This time around, we are talking about the Midnight Suns, who did kind of a crossover in the 1990s. In 1992, they made their first appearance. And why not? Vertigo was out. Everybody wanted their own supernatural line. And Marvel said, yo, what's up? We got some supernatural characters, so let's get Hellstorm, Morbius, Werewolf by Night, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, Doctor Strange, and we'll write up a story for it. And this is a commissioned video, and I'd like to thank Conjure, I think I said that right, I hope I said that right, for commissioning it.
I know you're gonna dig this.
We start looking at the cover, and I've got to say it's weird that it's one figure really, but it still seems cluttered because of the buildings, and it's also kind of strange that everything's off to the right. It almost looks like they're trying to form a dagger for Ghost Rider as he's jumping over the buildings, and by the way, that's not a person, that's like a gargoyle kind of thing that is reaching out towards them. And it seems like the most important part of this isn't the Ghost Rider, the name, or the title, but part 1 of 6, because that's what really stands out since it's away from all of the clutter. It's a really weird choice of covers, I think. The book opens up on the Ghost Rider carrying a body of an old lady, and he's saying, "Murderers, you cannot escape my vengeance." Gotta make it a little more clear. Did he murder the old lady and it's like proof? Here, I told you, you cannot escape my vengeance. Or did somebody do something to her? I know, I'm just kidding around, come on. Dead. An old woman's blood spilled in exchange for the few dollars she carries in her purse. Or was it for the sport? Vengeance will have its due. The city streets run with the blood of the innocent. The innocent are put to rest in their graves, and the killers walk free. No more. And we see the Ghost Rider swinging his chain, causing all sorts of collateral damage, but then he gets a shotgun to the head. Hold it. We see it's Johnny Blaze, and he explains that because of the Ghost Rider, his gun shoots pure hellfire and he could take the Ghost Rider's head off. He says he's causing more damage, but the Ghost Rider won't relent. The old lady's life needs to be avenged. So, Johnny Blaze fires. You know, I would hold a grudge against somebody who shot me in the head. Even if I survived, I would be like Brightburn. I'd have to take him out. But you see this in comics all day. People do egregious things to each other, and then they just, whatever. But we find out that Johnny Blaze actually shot past the Ghost Rider into the wall. Didn't he just say you're causing a lot of damage here? So why? Okay, anyway, not a lot of logic so far in the book, but he says, okay, we need to figure out calmly what to do with these guys, and Ghost Rider beats him unconscious. And he's like, hey, I guess that was calm for him. Ghost Rider rides away with his 2 victims, and Johnny Blaze follows him, going, what am I doing here, following this guy to a mausoleum just so I could watch him give the penance stare and then throw him on in? I am not the Ghost Rider sidekick. We're not your backup singers, Beyonce. We are a group. Johnny Blaze sees Ghost Rider taking a break. He goes over in a huff, yelling and screaming that he's only there because Danny Ketch is dying inside the Ghost Rider, and he wants the Ghost Rider to stop with the penance stare and killing people. Then they show another dude who's watching going, amateurs, like I need this in my cemetery. Then we cut to the Ketch home where everybody's worried about Danny Ketch's whereabouts. Of course, I'm pretty sure because he had his throat ripped out, he can't make an appearance as Ghost Rider. As a matter of fact, they're blaming Ghost Rider for the disappearance of Danny Ketch. But the Ghost Rider appearance has been reported in, so the father, who's a cop, says, okay, I'm going to go check this out. So Blaze confronts Ghost Rider a little bit calmer at this point, and he's like, you want to kill everybody, right? And he goes, I just don't know without Danny Ketch. You know, it seems like Ghost Rider's actually having a conversation here, and he's worried that he's losing his contact with humans, and he just wants to go all crazy Ghost Rider on them when they hear a noise behind them. And they see this big guy with a shovel standing behind him, and he says, all this melodramatic whining is fascinating, but you got bigger problems right now, Boney. By the way, nice reflexes. Who are you, and what are you talking about? I'm the caretaker around these parts. Take care of all the cemeteries in the area. It's a personal thing. I've been keeping an eye on your skinny friend since he first popped up. Watched him storing all that slime in a perfectly good mausoleum, starting with that blackout character and the one called Stern. What are you talking about? The cops have got this place surrounded. You up for a fight? Me? I'd love one. But these cops have got some pretty heavy artillery ready for war. What's with Skinny? Forget about him. We've got to get out of here. I'm not up for fighting any cops. And Ghost Rider says, go. Johnny Blaze takes a little offense at this since he was brought up to help the Ghost Rider and he's blowing him off. But then bullets start flying at him. The caretaker says, follow me. I know a way out if you don't mind getting your hands dirty. Yeah, there was something in the 90s where there, of course, it was more violent. The anti-hero had a rise because of Dark Knight and Watchmen and all of that. But what really gets me is at Marvel, almost every character was written as Wolverine. We cut to the Ghost Rider walking back to the mausoleum. Their cries have stopped. They are dead. Their spilling of their blood does not demand vengeance. They were killers. They were guilty. But who did this to them? The light. Daniel, what is happening to us? Ghost Rider, I've almost reached the light. Now I can rest. I'm almost there. It's taken so long, so much pain. I didn't think I'd make it after what happened with Ghost Rider and those monsters. We can never rest. Vengeance always calls. The innocent cry out to us. And Danny Ketch just stares. And what he sees, Morbius, Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze. Then all of a sudden it turns to, come boy, look upon the future. Forces will assemble to prevent me from gathering my children, but all these self-proclaimed heroes will fall before the offspring of Lilith. See, Danny? People warned you. Don't mess around with those single moms, man. They can go loco. You mess with their kids. We cut back to Ghost Rider speaking to Danny Ketch. Our lives are entwined by blood and vengeance, and we are destined to never know why they reach out to us. A hand moving among the dead, reaching out. I'm here. Now take the final plunge. To what? What will I see on the other side? A hand. Beautiful. Come, boy. And we see Danny Ketch go through a portal, where he sees a pinup of the Midnight Suns. This is like, hey, we interrupt our regularly scheduled comic book for a pinup. So while Ghost Rider's in a trance, we see Blackout, and he's with Mr. Stern. They say they combine their powers to break through his chains, and now they're going to kill him. And they say, wait a second, something's wrong with the Ghost Rider. He's like spacing out here, and he's like, I don't care. I'm going to kill the mother anyway. And we cut to Lilith basically torturing Dan Ketch, wondering what his name was, saying she's going to torture him, and thinking, wow, this is going to be easier than I thought. She lets him go and just says, soon, boy, soon, I'm coming for you. When we cut back to Blackout and Mr. Stern, we see that they've pretty much beaten the teetotal hell out of Ghost Rider, and there's a lot of hell to beat out of him. And Mr. Stern's, they're like, wait, have you killed him? I don't know. Did we kill him? And Mr. Stern says, kill him or not, I'm getting out of here before you remember that we have a truce. And he just gets the hell out of Dodge. So we see that the cops are outside the mausoleum. Come out with your hands in sight, Lieutenant Badolino, New York PD. And I want the Ghost Rider. Nervously, Mr. Stern says, now what are we going to do? The entire New York City Police Department is out there. I can't afford to let them take me in. The firm would require me within an hour. I also have something to do. A family reunion, I believe. Blackout says it's time to go, but Mr. Stern's worried about the gunshots, and Blackout reminds him, wait a second, you're invulnerable. He's like, whoa, hold on, but it still kind of hurts. You know, the bullets can't kill him, but it does hurt. And he says, tough, and just kind of runs out into the gunfire, carrying Mr. Stern. Lieutenant Badolino orders SWAT to go after Blackout and Mr. Stern. He says Ghost Rider's mind bursting in a mausoleum. He sees the Ghost Rider looks like he's already dead. He says, well, that's too bad. I wanted to do it myself, but his head would still look good on his wall, when all of a sudden he's hit in the head with a shovel. The lieutenant stumbles out of the mausoleum. The caretaker shuts the door and puts the shovel through the handles so they can't open it very easily. He says, it's not going to hold for long. Grab the Ghost Rider's shoulders. We'll escape through the way we came in. And we see that they came in through a little hole in the ground as they passed by other graves to get there. A few minutes later, Where are we? Clear over on the other side of the cemetery. I told you there are tunnels that run all over the place if you're willing to get dirty. Now we just need to get the two of you out of here before Lilith, Nakota, Meat Market, Pilgrim. They have to be stopped. The blood. We see that the caretaker takes a shovel and presumably hits the Ghost Rider in the head with it, considering we see the word wham. Or he's a George Michael fan. Okay, little sidebar. The bird has actually landed on my head now, so it probably will chime in. Evil greater than any this earth has ever seen in a millennium. We've got no time to hear it. You two've got to... I know I changed the southern accent up a little bit here. Okay. You two've got to get out of here. There's your transport now. Get. I'm not a good passenger. Boy, you are picky for a tough guy. Hey, Boney, what about the bike you stashed in there last month? How do you know of it? I know everything that affects my cemeteries, and it looks like someone is trying to beat us to the bike. They open the door, and they see what looks like Blackout. You're alive. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. She's coming, and she'll give me what I want. I'll be able to cast off this human shell I was born into. We see Blaze mad, drawing his gun. You killed Dan. The Ghost Rider hits Blaze's gun, claiming that Dan's still alive, and if he shot Blackout, he would be a murderer. They're about vengeance, not murder. Blaze says, okay, and then says, we're getting out of here. Does this bike move? Then, up on a hill, sitting on his bike, we see the caretaker. You're right, starting up. I didn't think she'd ever come back. This is going to be big. You really think they're up to it? I don't know, my old friend. You gonna get involved? You know I can't. Yeah, I just don't think those two bikers are enough. They'll have help. I'll do whatever I can, but I ain't in my prime no more. And we see it's Dr. Strange that he's talking to. Modesty doesn't suit you, my friend, but I had others in mind, and if I'm not mistaken, they will all find each other shortly. Keep me posted, Doc. You know where to find me. Yes, my friend, I do. There you go, gang. That is the first appearance of the Rising Suns, Ghost Rider number 28. So what do you think? I personally thought it was okay. It's definitely a 90s comic. This is the second time I had to visit 1990s Ghost Rider, which I thought was absolutely fantastic when I first read it. A little bit iffy now. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just incredibly 90s. Take that how you will. It is fun, though. It is enjoyable, I have to say. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like and share. Get word out about this channel. Trying to grow it. Trying to get this to be the cool... Yeah, Bird. I'm trying to grow this channel. Is that all right with you? Anyway, trying to get this one to be where you could go and actually hear about some comic books and comic book characters and everything. So share this, like this, and if you haven't done it already, subscribe and ring that notification bell. Make sure everything's set on all. And then go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi. Drop $1 in the tip jar. I thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone and all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.